Hey everybody, Tech4O, how are you doing? I hope it's so good and you can enjoy some nice and shiny weather just like me. In the past few months we had the release of a few exciting action cameras, and I believe it would be interesting to see a comparison of how they perform side by side. So what I have, the GitUp F1, brand new by the Chinese company, based on Umbrella, plus, yeah, I'm sorry about the wind, plus optics from Sony. It's a bit newer than what we have inside the Firefly and the 8S. I picked it because that's the best seller of the high-grade action cameras of this year. The ThiEye V5s comes with all-winner V3, which is the lowest grade in terms of performance, and it doesn't support true 4K, it's actually interpolated. We also have the Mijia, kind of a personal favorite. I never had the chance to compare it side by side with how, for example, the Firefly performs, so I'm also curious to see the results. Most of the scenes in this video I'm going to shoot in 1080p, probably 30 frames per second, and there will be some chunks recorded into 4K. And I plan to upscale the whole video into 4K, meaning that if you're watching this in 4K, probably the 1080p segments would not look stunning, but at least you're going to get a good idea of what's different in terms of footage. Well, I guess there's plenty of work to be done, so let's get started.
Firefly in the sky, and they're coming down and hit the ground now. Run around, chase all my dreams. Will you come with me tonight? Be my firefly, my firefly, my firefly tonight. Come with me, give me a light, give me a light, give me a light, so I can see. Give me a light, give me a light, give me a light.
We're moving on to the first test, and I've picked this place on purpose because it's a mixture, shadow and sunshine and a lot of moving objects which are quickly moving. So if camera has a weakness or a strength, you're going to notice it over here, and on top of that is noisy, so you would be able to hear what the difference in the sound quality is. Check it out. That is the most challenging situation about every camera. It's super dark and we have the mixture, light coming in and behind me, total darkness. Time for final words. Finito. I hope you enjoyed it so far. And by the way, we're combining the conclusion with kind of the last test. I've picked these pine trees because it's a perfect opportunity for you to find out how much of detail the picture can get. Now, out of all these cameras, I don't really know which is the winner yet because I'm recording simultaneously and I haven't had the chance to look into the footage. But I could say what is the obvious. I'll start with the newest member here, and that's the GitUp F1. Apparently, it doesn't come with a screen at all, which is a bit inconvenient if you're shooting on a regular basis, but you still have Wi-Fi connection. Actually supports the two bands, 2.4 and 5.8, and you can use your smartphone as a monitor. The other great features that the F1 has, you can program the shutter button, and by just pressing it once, it turns on the camera and starts shooting, which is super convenient. You know, I had to power on each of those cameras so far and never had an issue with the GitUp F1. Now, the Firefly 8S, like I said at the beginning, I believe that's one of the best sellers and overall the best cameras of 2017. Fantastic features, awesome build quality, and the price, well, the price is amazing. About 100 to 120 bucks is currently what you gotta pay for it, and in return you really get a marvelous device. The Mijia, I kept on saying for a long time that the Mijia is among my favorite cameras, and I believe that probably would be the second half of 2017 favorite. I still don't know how the Mijia performs compared to the Firefly 8S, so I'm also curious to see the end result. Still, that's a marvelous camera and it records stereo. The unfortunate disadvantage is the lack of much of accessories. And last but not least, the ThiEye V5s. That's the weakest of all these cameras, and although it's certified as a 4K camera, that's not true 4K. We've talked about this many times. It comes with an OmniVision sensor which captures at about 4 megapixels, and having true 4K requires at least 8. Still, the camera performs surprisingly well, especially considering that it's powered by the very modest all-winner V3 chipset, and I really admire the work that ThiEye have done with the firmware. Well, that's all about it for now. I'm waiting for your comments on whether there are some cameras you would like to see compared. If you're trying to choose between two of the cameras I've already reviewed over here, then give me a note. I'll wait your opinions in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching. That's a thumb up somewhere here, and see you soon.